like that. Woo!
I think you're muted, my guy.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Mathews, aka B Jizzle. This is the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe when y'all enter this house. You know what I'm saying? We got a special guest for you guys today, a fellow LA Clipper, faithful man, podcaster. You know what I'm saying? A dime dropper TV. You know what I mean? The Locked On Clippers page. Give a hand for my guy Darren Baziri. What's good, my guy?
BJ, thanks so much for having me on again, man. It's a pleasure.
Oh man, the pleasure is mine. I know you've been working hard as hell, man. So I want to first, see how you're doing, man. How's everything going in life, bro?
It's going pretty well. Honestly, nice to take a break from the constant stress that was this Clipper season. Still making content and all that. Still got to make Clipper content 5 days a week, even though a lot of Clipper fans are just burned out after the season. I mean, I could say I'm one of them, but it's nice. It's honestly nice to have a lot more free time on my hands. Going live every single night of the playoffs and stuff. I mean, it got exhausting. So I'm enjoying the offseason, tapping into a lot of the history of the game. And yeah, just keep doing my thing.
Right.
You?
So, hey, man, this is the time for it's busy for me, like the summertime. So, kind of what you were doing in the season where it was busy for you, that's kind of what it is for the off season. So, you are a basketball. I've been watching your content for quite some time. So, what I like about you, bro, and like what I like to follow is you're not just a Clipper fan, like you say, you're a basketball historian. So kind of for the people who haven't seen you the first time, kind of give like a little background of how you fell in love to the game. Did you play at all? Did you just study the game? Like, what's your background when it comes to the game of basketball?
Yeah. So when I was in school growing up, I mean, in LA with Kobe, basketball was, the main thing. I mean, everybody was trying to play. Whenever we got a chance to play basketball at lunch and recess, it was always special. And then my uncles, two of the biggest Laker fans you'll ever meet, they were basketball junkies themselves. So naturally, it seemed like that was the sport I was going to end up playing. And as I started playing, started watching, just like anyone else, you start watching, you start practicing the moves that you see on TV the next day at school, wanting to be those guys. And I fell in love with the Clippers in January of 2006, my first season watching hoops, and it just took off. And as far as the history of the game, my dad, he got me these two DVDs when I was little. Right, that first season I started watching hoops, 2006. It was Hakeem the Dream and Sir Charles, and I watched those DVDs and I was like, "This is so cool." I mean, these are great players before my time, but they're still basketball players. I'm not one of those guys that was just interested in basketball for my time. Anything basketball interested me. It's the same organization, same teams. So I was like, I want to get more. So I started getting the Magic one, the MJ one, and they had like under special features, they had full games. So I got to see a little bit of those full games. When ESPN Classic was on in the offseason, I watched that. So my first couple of years, I got really into it, and then I just never looked back. And the love has only grown, believe it or not.
See, I believe that because for you, I've seen you in your videos when you actually, excited about the Clippers and about the NBA. But when the off season came, when you were like, the rant came, like the other side of, Locked On Clippers came. So let's get into like the aftermath of the season. Let's just get right into it, bro. What are like two or three things where you like so frustrated about this season, and what are two, three things that you look at it like we got to fix going into next year? What's your opinion? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, the first thing that's really frustrating is just the bad luck that we get with injuries all the time. But I think the thing that frustrates me the most, and I guess load management can fall under under this umbrella, but the lack of seriousness from the beginning for the regular season. There was no effort to try to get 55 to 60 wins, which I thought you should. But I get it. They try to devalue that in the regular season now. They say you don't want to burn out because everybody used the Suns as an example to me. The 2022 Suns losing as the first seed as an example to me. Like, if you look at the history of the NBA, most one seeds don't lose in the second or first round. They go to the conference finals at least. And this season, look who won the championship, a one seed. So the overall devaluing of the regular season, like you heard Lawrence Frank after the season say, we have to take the regular season more seriously. That's an admittance to me that you didn't take it seriously enough. The over emphasis on load management, the games where Paul George and Kawhi would be on minutes restrictions and then exceed those minutes restrictions and then get pulled randomly, the lack of transparency to the fans when these guys were injured, like when Kawhi had a setback early in the year, they could have just said he had a setback, he's going to be out for 2 weeks. But they want to keep doing this day-to-day thing. That makes Kawhi look soft, in my opinion. That makes it look like every game he has a choice to play and he's choosing not to. He's like, I'm not 100%. That's not how it went. He actually got hurt again. And that makes him look bad. I don't know if that's because they want to keep fans invested to sell tickets, or some people say they want to keep the opponent guessing. Look, to me, it's not poker, and especially in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? Like, teams aren't game planning that hard. You know what Kawhi, like, you have the data on him. You know what I'm saying? People know what, like, it's different when you're scouting for a playoff series. I get that. But in the regular season, man, like, it's just the process of not taking the regular season seriously with load management is one thing. And then also guys like Reggie Jackson and Marcus Morris starting way past when they showed, they're just not helping the team in that role anymore. So I think there was a lack of urgency. And the fact that we literally did all this load management, all this precaution, and they still got hurt. I mean, look, it sucks for them, absolutely, but they're still going to get paid. We are the ones that get disappointed every year and spend the money, and it's just disappointing.
Yeah, so as you guys come in here, we got 23 people in here, man. As y'all come in here, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all say y'all loved, you know what I'm saying, to my guy from Locked On Clippers, Darren Vaziri. You know what I'm saying? This is all Clipper Nation, all Clipper basketball we're doing for y'all, man, for the summertime and beyond. But, bro, the first thing, like you just said, the season has been, they haven't taken it seriously. And we got the 5th seed. I think I said so a few of my people, I was like, if we don't get a top 4 seed, then it's not a good thing. Going into the playoffs as a bottom 4 seed is not going to be good for the Clippers because they're too good as far as talent. And I saw right from the beginning when they sat Kawhi out for 2 weeks, remember that injury, you know, the sore, like I think the stiffness in his knee. They sat him out for 2 weeks. I was like, okay, here we go again. You know, players are not going to be, you know what I'm saying, on the same page, not on the same point. So now we're in a situation like we're still like coasting. And for Lawrence Frank to come out and say, hey, we got to take the regular season seriously, I'm like, bro, that should have been a light bulb at the beginning of the season from what happened last year. This was supposed to be the year for us to kind of get like a big boost from the start. So once we didn't get that, I'm like, all right, we're going to be back to square one. So that, and my frustration was, I'm just going to be completely honest, is Ty Lue's coaching. This year was probably Ty Lue's worst coaching job that I've seen as far as I can remember. Would you agree with that?
I mean, with us, for sure. I mean, in the other seasons with LeBron and the Cavs, they made it to the finals. So it's really hard to kind of go against what you just said. But with us, no doubt. So many questionable decisions.
So with that being said, let's talk about the offseason moves we got going on. So break it down for me, bro. What we got to do? Like, what's the moves we got to make? What are we looking at? The point guard, power forward? What are we looking at right now to improve going into next season? What's on the top of the list? Talk to me.
Well, I mean, let me ask you this first. What do you think we should do with the team? Should we run it back? Or like, if you were the GM, would you run it back? Would you blow it up? Would you retool? Like, that's the first thing I got to ask.
Well, you know, I read this verse, you know, this situation right here with the Clippers, you know, after the offseason, they said they're going to re-sign Paul George and Kawhi. Now, of course, we have to wait to see what happens in the offseason. But for what I see, they're going to be committed to these two. My whole thing has been just basically these two have not been healthy. This is why you can pretty much recycle the roster, do what you want to do. If Kawhi and PG aren't healthy, we're not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? When these two are playing, Ty Lue is undefeated in the playoffs. So that's been the main issue. I feel like if with just Kawhi in the first round against Phoenix, we would have beat them. And then we would got Paul George against the Denver Nuggets. So these two have to be healthy. So I'm all on board with keeping them together for one last year. If it doesn't go the way, then blow it up. I think we got to address the power forward position. We're too old there with Batum, Batum and Marcus Morris. And as far as the point guard situation, I know you've been hearing the little talks about Chris Paul. I'm not a big fan of that move, bro. I think that it's going to make us older. It's going to make us slower. I saw Chris Paul in the playoffs. He just doesn't have the same impact he had 2-3 years ago. So I'm actually good with Westbrook being there unless we get like a guy like Fred VanVleet. So health, get a new power forward, and address the point guard situation. So I think those are the three things.
Well, I think you took them all right there. I think the only thing I would add on to that, I agree with everything you said. I think the only thing I would add on to that is bringing Bones Highland back. He has a team option. Obviously, it's like what, $2 or $3 million. I think we should absolutely buy into that. Offload some dead weight, Marcus Morris and Eric Gordon, particularly. Maybe
Right.
one of Nico or Rocco. I would love to. I mean, I love both, but I think if Nico or Rocco are our best person at that spot, best player at that spot, it's not good enough anymore. And then, how do you feel about Mason Plumlee? I don't mind him coming back at all, but it would be nice to have a stretch big because we don't have one. But I don't know. I don't mind Mason Plumlee as a backup center. Like, I don't think that's going to make or break our team. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else you said. I think the main thing is bringing Russ back as well. And then the power forward spot, it's just like we're so financially strapped with this whole new CBA thing. And I don't know who we're going to be able to afford. But yeah, how do you feel about
Yeah.
Plumlee?
I like what he brings. I think the only thing with this is like, okay, so who we starting at center, Zubac or Plumlee? I think.
Zoo for
See
me.
this is it's Zoo for you. It's
Yeah, because
kind of
his
like
defense is a lot better. Like his rim protection is a lot better. Mason has more bounce, but weirdly, he never got blocked. He didn't time anything right. Zoo, in the beginning of the season, he was a monster defensively, but then he kind of tailed off. But I still think he was better than Plumlee. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, I think Zoo anchored to our defense at the beginning of the season. So definitely that's what Zoo brings. See, our roster is so recyclable, bro. We have so many different matchups. We can go big, we can go small, we can go wing depth heavy. You know what I'm saying? So we have the players and the personnel. So we don't really need to make a bunch of moves because outside of, I mean, we have pretty much everything we need on our roster. It's just with PG being healthy. But if you ask me how I feel about Plumlee, I like what he brings. He brings energy, he brings hustle. Offensive side of the ball, he's able to score the basketball. So I like what he brings. And
Oh man, did bro get kicked out of his own video? He got lagged out. Yo, is everybody in still in the live? Oh man. Okay, there we go. Yo, with this guy, what's his name?
yo,
Okay, you're
y'all
back.
there? My
Yeah.
bad.
Andre B said Dime Dropper been capping of late. What did that supposed to mean? I needed some clarification on that if you're gonna call me out.
Nah, he's that's my man, Bubba. But
Uh,
what was the last thing that you heard?
Talking about Plumlee, you said he could score the ball. You like him at that spot, and then I think he got cut off. Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Assist, all that good stuff. So he's a good little backup center. Now, the point guard positions we have to address. So Russ and CP3 together, are you big on that? Are you big on the CP3 move? Do you want to try? What do you want to do at that point guard position? Because me personally, I think Russ earned the point guard spot. And I think with T-Man, give him 25, 30 minutes a game at point guard, and we're good to go. What you think?
I think absolutely not to both of them because I don't think one's going to agree to be the other's backup. Like they're too big of egos. Russ definitely doesn't want to come off the bench. Like that's very obvious that he doesn't want to come off the bench. Good luck convincing Chris Paul to come off the bench. Like I doubt it because I think he still believes he can be a useful starter somewhere. But I agree. Russ, I would only want Chris Paul if we can't get Russ because I don't think there's anyone really that much better out there. And for the nostalgia factor, like, I mean, I love Chris Paul still. If he comes back to the Clippers, like, I don't root for him elsewhere, but come on, that's probably the greatest Clipper of all time, him or Blake Griffin. But yes, I agree with you with Russ. The question is how much he's going to want. Because I saw a report today saying we're going to try to bring him back for $4 million. You think he's going to accept $4 million? Unless he really wants to stay. And then Bones as our backup. I would love that. The thing is about Terrence Mann is what you said. Sure, I'd love Terrence Mann playing that spot, but Tyler doesn't see him as a point guard. But that doesn't mean that Terrence Mann can't still get 30 minutes a game. I personally think he should start at the 2 with Russ, and then we just go a little bit bigger if we can't get a better power forward. There's no reason to me why in today's NBA Kawhi can't play power forward. Like Aaron Gordon just started on a team that won the championship power forward, and they were playing against a team who was starting Kevin Love and not really even playing him for that many minutes. I think Kawhi can handle it. Like, I don't think the NBA is as physical at the power forward as it used to be. Like, it's not a bruiser position anymore. It's like a guy that you need with size, maybe some secondary like rim protection, can rebound a bit, which Kawhi is a great rebounder, and is strong. And I think Kawhi's strong. He might be an inch or two smaller than the average power forward, but I think if we can't get someone that much better, then I don't mind that. I want Terrence to be playing more than any of our role players next season.
Yeah.
Except maybe, I guess Zubats because he's a starting center. But besides Zubats, nobody should be getting more minutes than him. Not Nico Batum, not Robert Covington, not Bones.
Norman Powell.
Oh, yeah, maybe Norman Powell. I'll give you Norman Powell. That's it, though. No one else.
Yeah. So I agree with the team. So let's go into Coach Ty Lue now, because shout out to my man Little Rock. He said, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? Everybody in here, hit the like button. You know what I mean? Hit the like, hit the share, subscribe. My man Dime Droppers in the building. Darren Vaziria, Locked On Clippers. We're talking about Clipper talk, Clipper business right now. So, bro, Ty Lue, what is you think his beef is with T-Man? Because there's obviously something going on. I know you saw that tweet where he put LMAO after something Lawrence Frank said after that press conference, as if Ty Lue did right by him and put in the best position. I think that was a shot at Ty Lue. He tried to deny it, but I think that was a shot at him. So what do you feel like Ty Lue's beef is with T-Man and Robert Covington? Great question.
Terrence Mann, I think the only thing I can think of is that he's not much of a creator on the ball. Like he's not a guy that can handle that. I wouldn't say he can't handle the ball in pick and roll, but he hasn't shown enough scoring to be a real threat that teams respect, and then he can create stuff in the pick and roll because his passing is actually pretty good. But teams just going to give him the mid range and go underneath screens with him. So like he's not really a pick and roll ball handler, I'd say. And then he still hesitates when he shoots sometimes. And I think that's one of like everybody has their like pet peeves in basketball. Like for me, it's like I hate when dudes take transition threes with like a 3-on-1 break, like when you can get a layup. I hate that. Ty Lue hates, it seems, when guys hesitate to shoot. Like when they, you know what I'm saying? Like just like Luke Kennard used to, remember? And then he used to be really strict with Luke Kennard. I think sometimes Terrence can be indecisive with his shot, and he hates that. But there's so many other great things that Terrence does that I just don't understand why he doesn't play him. It's like shocking to me. But I also think there is some validity to the front office wanted him to play more, made Ty Lue start him. And Ty Lue was like, screw you. Like, I'm not going to play him as much as you want. I really think it got that petty at some point. Not to say that Ty Lue is intentionally losing us games. I don't believe that. But I think at times he wants to ride with his guys. And I know he had a closer relationship with Marcus Morris than he does with Terrence. And then with Rocco, I truly don't know. I heard a rumor that there was stuff going on with his personal life and they didn't want to leak out and they were punishing him by not playing him. That's weird because if you want to punish somebody for stuff they're doing off the court, don't have him on your roster. And then the other thing is Ty Lue just doesn't think he's as good as the other players, which is just shocking to me. But I don't know. And I also think the front office, Rocco's one of the front office's guys. Like it was very clear this season that Lawrence Frank wanted to go wing heavy and Ty Lue prefers the guards. So I think part of it's just a basketball philosophy thing with Rocco, but there's definitely more to that than meets the scenes with Covington. I don't know the true reason.
Yeah, that I think what also I think needs to be talked about is Ty Lue's coaching future. So you heard Lawrence Frank said that that's our coach. That's the person that's going to roll with us. You know, we want Ty back, all the politically correct stuff he said. But they didn't give him an extension to re-sign with the team. So I have a theory that a certain somebody went to the front office and pretty much has a sour taste in his mouth about Ty Lue. And the person I'm talking about is Kawhi. I think Kawhi kind of shifted the thinking of the front office to say, okay, look, this guy, you know, obviously is making mistakes this year. He didn't play Terrence Mann. He did not play Robert Covington. I think Kawhi likes those two. It's kind of strange to me. I think Kawhi and PG have their guys they like. I think T-Man, Rocco are Kawhi's type of guys. And I think, you know, PG loves Westbrook and Marcus Morris and those guys. So it's a little conflict of interest. I think there's a conflict of interest inside that Clipper organization. What do you say about that? How do you feel about Ty Lue's coaching future?
The thing about Ty Lue is I think he's a good coach, but I disagree with his philosophy. I'm more of a defense first, kind of coach when I coach anything, any youth basketball, whatever. And even when I look at the NBA rosters, I always lean with defensive guys. And he doesn't seem to be that way, and that's fine. But I prefer a defensive-minded coach. In terms of his future, let's give him this year, see what he does. If he has 2 bad seasons in a row, then okay, you know, we can think about something else the season after going into the Intuit Dome. But I've come to terms with the fact that I think he's going to be the coach next season. You don't think Kawhi likes him?
I think he's got a sour taste. It's kind of like with Terrence Mann. I think Terrence Mann liked Ty Lue, but because of all the BS he did this year, because Kawhi's a winner.
Well,
So I
Terrence
think
Mann, I know, like I don't know have any like sources or anything, but like I know for a fact that he was not happy with his minutes. I think all of us could tell that, which is
and,
normal.
and so I think with Kawhi is like if you're keeping him from being on the court and you keep making bad decisions, I think Kawhi is the type of dude like he will do little subliminal things. Like notice with the point guard situation, right? He's asking for Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, and now Chris Paul. I had a subscriber talk to me earlier today, and he feel like those are Kawhi's picks. Those are the guys that he wants to bring on the team for Westbrook. So, what do you feel about that?
I mean, the guys you said weren't those guys you just named? They're already on the squad, right? You talk about Terrence Mann and them, or are you talking about Fred VanVleet?
Yeah, he wants VanVleet, Lowry, or Chris Paul. That's why I think Kawhi is looking at. That's the type of point guard he wants.
I mean, I would not prefer any of those over Russ, to be honest. After what we saw last season, I may have said differently before we got Russ, but when I saw what Russ brought and what Russ brought, Jesus, made up a new word. But when I saw what Russ brought, he was hooping, man. He was giving us what we needed. Like, I understand that he has his flaws, but the passion and the excitement that he brings, as well as just being able to get to the rim, like we don't want Fred VanVleet coming in just chucking a bunch of threes because that's what he was doing in Toronto last year. He shot like 40%. Russell Westbrook shot 46.5% from the field, like, and 36 from three, like, and all the other things. Like, is Fred VanVleet a better rebounder than him, passer than him? No, like,
defender's kind of even, but he doesn't have the energy. Like one of the things I remember saying is like we kept getting off the bad starts this season. So when you bring in Russell Westbrook, a guy who pushes the pace, you get more transitional shots for our team, and you need to see the scores are a lot more closer than they were at the beginning of the year. Where we're getting blown out by certain teams that we shouldn't have gotten blown out by. So I like Russ. I like how we have him right now.
I think Kawhi has honestly been won over by Russ. If he was skeptical at first, I think he's been won over because you can't blame him for anything last season. You really can't. You can say that when he first got on the team, it took a while to adjust those first 5 games, but like we knew that was going to happen, and that's why a lot of people were not hyped on bringing Russ because we knew that a big change was going to take some, it was going to take some time to incorporate him and get the best out of him, and it did, and it started looking good, and then obviously PG went down.
So speaking of which, PG, and for the people coming here, hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe. My man Dime Dropper's in the building. My man Herm said y'all need to get Naz Reid. How do you feel about Naz Reid?
Naz Reid would be amazing, but I think he's going to get paid this summer. Like, I think someone's going to really pay him, and I don't think we have the money to pay him. That would be amazing, but like, he's an underrated player, Naz Reid. He's really good, and the Minnesota Timberwolves really missed him in the playoffs, but don't think he's in our price range. Facts.
Okay, so let's get to this last point, and then let's start bringing people in. So let's talk about the 2-1-3 era. So now we have to talk about, you know what I'm saying, this is the era that's supposed to be with championships. This is the era that, Kawhi and PG came here, both from LA, Russ from LA as well. If we don't get it done, and I'm not trying to jinx us, but if we get into a situation where something happens, where injuries happen, or we just don't get it done, something crazy happens, is it time to split the team up?
I'm not gonna lie to you, BJ, bro. I am not like in on this 2-on-3 anymore. I wish if it were up to me, we'd blow it up this offseason. Like, I'm done with this shit. Like, it's frustrating. I understand I understand wanting to try one more time, but if it doesn't work out one more time, like, I'm sorry, but this isn't fun. Like, what's fun is making content and like doing things like this, like, and growing our channels. Like, that's what's fun. But what's fun is like these guys are not. When we got Russ, though, I will say it got more fun. Life, but the constant injuries, the franchise telling us one thing, and then like our expectations getting high, and it's just like I almost feel like how much do Kawhi and PG like care about this? Like, I think Paul George really does care about the Clippers, but he's also just not very serious all the time. Like, we got to tell him he's that guy. You know what I mean? And then Kawhi, he's amazing when he plays, but I'm just like, does he really care about winning the Clippers his first championship that much? Like, or is he satisfied with what he's done? He wants to play when he can. And try his best when he's available. But like, I don't know. Like Kawhi's not the type of guy that has shown a lot of pride in any organization. He's kind of he just hoops. Doesn't seem like he's into all the extra stuff. I feel like if it were up to him, he would play in front of an empty crowd. Like, I just don't know, man. Like, I like that CP3 and Blake, like we got to know their personalities a lot. I don't really get that sense with Kawhi and Paul George. And Paul George, I do with Podcast P, I will say, like we get to know him a little bit, but he sticks his foot in his mouth just as much as he makes me like the guy. To be honest, BJ, I'm just going to put it down to this. I haven't had fun. Like these 4 years with Kawhi and Paul, I haven't had any fun. The most fun I had was in 2021 playoffs was amazing, of course. Regular season was just, I wouldn't say awful, but it was kind of a grind. Like it was just, we were the 4th seed. Like that was disappointing. I wanted us to be a top 2 seed. And then the first season was pretty fun because it was the novelty of having Kawhi, but the bubble sucked. Then the 3rd season, we didn't have them. And that was great because we didn't expect anything. And then this season was a nightmare. So I just haven't had fun. And I just want to have fun watching the Clippers again. Like, even if it means being worse, if we're not going to win a championship, at least a team that's going to work hard, maybe some young guys we can get behind. Like, I don't know how much pride these guys, like to me, this whole season, as you said in the beginning, it showed a lack of seriousness to the regular season. And then when you get knocked out in the first round because you weren't healthy, like what part of this season is supposed to be fun for the fans?
Yeah. Nah, I agree with you because here's the thing. Let me go with the Paul George Kawhi. I think PG is like a Clipper pride PG has. Kawhi, he just goes out there and plays ball. Like Paul George is serious about the Clipper win the championship for the Clippers the first year and all that. Kawhi he's just a winner wherever he goes. But he doesn't. It's nothing for him to leave a certain team and like just kind of leave it behind. That's just how he is. He's not going to promote Clipper pride or none of that. Like that's not how he moves. So when he's on the court, I feel like we have the best player on the court. That's just my opinion. But unfortunately, with the injuries that's been happening, it's just been something like Jerry West said on the podcast. It's something he ain't never seen before. Like I believe if we have Kawhi and PG together, we already should have a championship. I think 2021 we could have had it. And I possibly believe, who knows what could happen this year or last year. We could have competed. So it's just been unfortunate with injuries, bro. Like at the end, like it's something that we ain't seen before. Both stars being hurt at the same time. Whenever you ever seen that?
2016 Clippers, Chris Paul and Blake Griffin happened. I've seen this franchise. The unthinkable happens with us. Like this is not even crazy. I can't even say that this is like something new. It's just more for us. It's even worse than Chris Paul and Blake Griffin was. But remember against Portland in Game 4, they both got hurt, and I just couldn't believe it. And then the next year they got hurt at the same time too. And we were starting. I remember on Christmas we started Austin Rivers and like JJ Redick. Like it was just a nightmare. This injury bug, man. I mean, with the Clippers, it's never ending. And I hope it does. But I also think this. I also think the stars that we've had, like we've brought him in with injury history a lot of the time. Like Blake Griffin, we drafted him, so it's a little different. But his first season, he didn't even play. And then his career, like he had a very short prime. Blake he was injured. And then Chris Paul, we got him only 1 year after he had arthroscopic knee surgery and missed half the season with New Orleans. So he already had an injury history. And then Kawhi, we knew the load management coming in. And then Paul George, if you look at his games played, besides that year that he broke his leg, he was pretty healthy. But he had the 2 shoulders he was coming off of. He literally broke his leg. I mean, the guy, we've taken a chance on some injury, on some guys with injury history too. So I think with bringing a guy like Russ in, that's good. We bring in a guy that has a history of being healthy, and we didn't get injured with the Clippers so far. Knock on wood.
Exactly. And that's what we need to have. We need to have some type of stability, man. So I think I'm going to let people in after this. I think the big thing for next year, we have to start playing the young guys. I think the guys Amir Coffey, Moussa Diabate, give Brandon Boston a little bit of burn.
You should get burned, man.
Here, get a little burn. So this is what we're going to do, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and drop the link, and we're going to have people come in, one at a time. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all come in with y'all question y'all got ready to ask me or Dime. And then, we're going to move to the next person. So, I'll just drop the link for y'all to come in one at a time. Click that link. So let me ask this question. Would you trade for Siakam? Would you trade PG for Siakam?
Yeah. Honestly, he's younger, and I don't think he's that much worse right now. I think PG's game is so much more aesthetically pleasing, though. Like when you get the best PG, it's better than Pascal, but I think Pascal's passing is better. And I think that he can get to the rim better now, gets to the line more. And the main reason I'm saying yes is because he won a championship with Kawhi. That's mainly why I'm saying yes, because we've seen him do it. But I still love Paul George, and I do really want to root for him. Like I do want him to win. Because as you said, he really does rep Clippers super hard. Like he does take pride in this. So I do want him to win. But yeah, I would.
Yeah, I think somebody had told me that earlier today. Like they take him in a heartbeat. Because the thing with PG, I was like, bro, outside of KD, he's the second most talented player in the league. At that size, to be 6'8" with the ball handling skills he has, the shooting ability he has, the defense he has, like it's no one really in the league can do that. It's just the mentality part that he lacks. Because to me personally, he should be better than Kawhi, but it's
I
just
think
the mentality's not there.
Yeah, I've had that conversation a lot with friends over the years. I will say with Kawhi, though, he really embraces the post game and he makes his life really easy. Like where he gets the ball and the shots that he's taken are like these 12 to 15 footers, 10 to 15 footers. He's pretty automatic. He takes such higher percentage shots. The thing is, Paul George is not even bad in the post. He doesn't like to post up as much.
Yeah, and he's about an inch taller than Kawhi, I believe, too. About like,
Right.
what is he, 6'8", 6'9"? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said Russ with a young squad. So
Nah, probably not. I that would be fun in theory, but nah, I think Russ is only going to be here to contend. I don't even know if he wants to be on a young squad anymore. I think Russ likes where he's at personally. That's what I think, but we'll see. The money is important.
yeah, man. Because I mean, the way I look at Russ, bro, like he still has a Jordan brand going, so he still has he has lifetime money and lifetime resources where I don't think money is going to be a big issue. So, okay, so we got my first guy, my man Ozone Z. What's up, OC? What's good, bro?
What's up, BJ? How you doing, Dime Dropper?
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm just I'm with y'all, man. I think we gotta get this stuff together, man. We gotta get us a championship, man.
Okay.
But quite frankly, I've been agreeing with a lot of what Dime Dropper said. I've been listening for about 20, 30 minutes here, and I've been agreeing with most of what he said.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I watch your channel too.
Oh, thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like have I seen your name before in the comments? If I haven't, man, keep commenting. I love interacting.
I'm sure you have. I don't know if you remember me or not, but yeah, I have been watching your channel though.
OC Love. I feel like you're OC Love.
Yeah, I'm OC Love.
Okay. I think I have.
Yeah, but which I didn't get to hear y'all points on Chris Paul, the Chris Paul coming here, how that might work out or whatever. I might have missed that part. BJ, what you think about that?
I'm not a big fan of it. I think if this was 3 years ago, yeah, but Chris Paul, I just think we'd be too old at that position, and we have another injury-prone player. So I'm just good with having Russ with us right now.
I would much rather have Russ too. I mean, it's like this. I'd be okay with it if he's not the starting point guard. I mean, I might be cool with that. Like he kind of fill that EJ position. I mean EG position. Like he kind of fill that role, but I don't want him to be the starting point guard. I think he's past that. I think he's past his best days as the starting point guard. I think he's lost his
I agree.
step, and I'd much rather have Russ as a starting point guard.
I would too. I don't think that Chris is going to be a backup, though. I think it's either.
Yeah, I don't see him wanting that either. But I mean, I wouldn't want him as my starting point guard at this point in his career.
Yeah, man. But
that's what I mean, to ask you.
If we lose Russ, I mean,
he's a backup plan. Yeah, I can see that, but I mean,
last year we did start Reggie Jackson for like 38 games. This would be an upgrade over that.
that's a good point.
I know that's not saying much, but I mean, yeah, you're right.
I don't think he's completely washed. So I agree with you on that point, but I don't think he's right. I don't think he's the same Chris Paul. I think he's Cliff Paul now.
Well, he's definitely not the same Chris Paul. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Man, and shout out to Reggie for getting his first title, man. Shout out to Reggie Jackson,
I'm happy
bro.
for him. Yeah, I'm happy for Reggie.
Very happy for him.
Yeah, Reggie did give us some good minutes and some great seasons when he was here. I enjoyed watching Reggie when he was here, except for like last year.
Reggie gave us some of the best memories of the 2-on-3 era. Like they were because of him.
I agree. Yeah, he's some big shots for us, man. He has some big shots for us.
No doubt.
Yeah.
My man OC, appreciate you, brother.
For sure. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing.
Salute.
Thank you, man.
For sure.
My man OC Love, man. All the people coming in the building. My man Dime Dropper, Clipper Faithful, best Clipper podcaster out there. You know what I'm saying? Is in the building on Locked On Clippers. If you guys have a question, go and hit that link button to come in here. Ask my man a question. Ask anybody, one of us, a question or your comment. Y'all can hit that link. You know what I'm saying? We got Josh in the building. What's good, Josh? What's good, brother?
What's good, DJ? What's up, Don?
What's up, man?
So, DJ and Don, I got one question for y'all. And so, how would you guys feel about Kuzma and Porzingis on the Clippers?
Ooh. I'm gonna let you get that one first, D. Go ahead.
Well, I would like either. But the thing is, with Porzingis, I actually think that could be possible if we trade enough money for him. So, like maybe Rocco, Nico. See, I think we may have to trade Norman Powell to get someone like that. But Morris, yeah, but we're gonna need more than just Morris. But Kuzma, he's gonna want more money. He would be perfect for us, honestly. Exactly what we need, but he's not. He wants a bag. Like he even tweeted about it. He was that public about it. So I highly doubt that's gonna happen. But it would be great.
Yeah, I would take Kuzma in a heartbeat because he's young, he can shoot the ball, he's energetic, and I think he would fit well with the team. I'm not so sold on Porzingis. I don't really have too much to say about Porzingis. I like Kuzma though, because I can see he got length, he can shoot, and I think he's got some grittiness to him. So I'll take Kuzma. Right.
Do y'all see Joel Embiid asking for a trade?
Nah.
Yeah. Not
really?
this.
Really? I wouldn't. I think he's gonna give Nick Nurse a chance.
I think after this season, he's gonna ask for a trade.
Oh, after the season could be, but that depends on like how they do again. If they lose in the second round again, I mean, he may, but I mean, he's got the keys to that franchise. You know, if anything, like he has no one to blame but himself. To me,
exactly.
I mean, if James Harden leaves, then
they can get someone else, in my opinion. And plus, Maxi's just going to keep getting better. He's a really good player.
Yeah, I like Maxi a lot. I think as long as Harden is there, though, Maxi's growth's going to be stunted. So I think they got to get on the ball.
I can agree with you on that for sure.
So,
who are a few players that y'all want the Clippers to trade for?
Well, want to trade for, or do you think could realistically actually trade for? Because there's a big difference now with this new CBA.
Well, we could say both.
I mean, I would love to have Jeremy Grant because he's a free agent that would fulfill all our needs. Kuzma, as you said. I mean, Naz Reid as one of them. Yeah.
I want Jeremy Grant.
You don't or you do?
I do.
Yeah, but it's just, again, I just don't think we can afford him. He's a free agent. I mean, I can't think of anyone else, really. Those are the ideas. People have been saying John Collins. I would like John Collins too, but, I just don't think that that's going to happen.
Yeah. I got to look at the salary. The salary we have available, D? Like how much we have cap space?
We have no cap space really, only for vet minimums. We have to make some room.
Buy Marcus Morris, buy Nicholas Batum.
No, I'll trade. I think somebody would take Marcus Morris because he only has 1 more year on his deal. So there's going to be a free agent in the offseason. And they don't have to even re-sign him. Whoever gets him, doesn't have to re-sign him. So I think absolutely someone will take Marcus, I think.
Okay, I saw one trade earlier today, and it said Paul George to Atlanta for Collins and DeJounte Murray.
What do you think about that?
You say to us, or are you talking about?
He said Paul George for Collins and Murray.
Oh no. I
Is
don't want that.
DeJounte Murray ready? I mean, that makes our starting lineup deeper, but is DeJounte Murray a second best player on a championship team level? I'm not sure. Paul George is in the conversation.
I think PG healthy is top 10.
Really? Top 10 still?
I do.
Even with Kawhi, you think he's better?
I could see that you said that.
Do you think he's better than LeBron? What?
LeBron, bro. Does he impact winning? I don't think he impacts winning.
Well, in the playoffs, I still think he does. In the playoffs, he's still. Obviously, he didn't do that great against Denver, but in the first 2 rounds, he was pretty good, and he was actually playing defense. The only thing about Bron is in the regular season. I think Paul George is close, but the one thing about LeBron is he still knows he's LeBron. Like he still has that confidence that he thinks he's the greatest player of all time, even though he doesn't have Jordan or Kobe level confidence. But he's damn sure still got more confidence than Paul. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I'd still say the things that Paul doesn't do very well, passing, decision-making, getting to the basket, LeBron is great at those things. The things that LeBron doesn't do well, pull up, 3-ball, move, like quick catch off the ball, that's what LeBron doesn't do. But yeah. I still would probably take Bron. Would you say he's better than Anthony Davis?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
After the way Anthony Davis played in the playoffs?
Anthony Davis is 1 game, 2 games great, and then the next 3, 5.
But that's exactly what Paul George is. That's exactly what Paul George is.
So would you rather have Anthony Davis on the Clippers, though?
Hell yeah. I would absolutely take him on the Clippers. Anthony Davis arguably the best defender in the league when he's healthy. You see the way he was shutting the Warriors down? I would take Anthony Davis and Kawhi on the same team. That would be nuts.
Yeah, I'm good off AD, bro. I think the only reason I say PG over AD is this because I've seen what PG can do leading his team or what AD can do leading his team.
But we're needing him as a second guy right now. I agree with you kind of on that. But as a second guy for Kawhi, I think AD, imagine Kawhi, AD pick and pop or pick and roll.
That's true. That's true.
Filthy. What do you think, Josh?
That's true.
Man, AD just like Kawhi and PG. He just stayed injured.
That's true too. I can't believe this guy stayed healthy the whole playoffs.
I couldn't believe that. That was crazy. That was crazy. But man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Josh.
Yeah, I'll catch y'all later.
Appreciate you, man.
Salute. All right, man. We getting people to come in, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit the link, man. If you guys got a question for me and Dom, that was my man Josh and my man OC coming in the building. Hit that link if y'all have a question. Y'all want to come in here, man. Y'all can ask about. So, let's see. Bruce, come in here, bro.
Yeah, come on. What am I incorrect about, bro? You gotta be saying it. Dude, the AD and PG thing is a debatable thing. But I think a lot of people, I'm not being biased. I just saw the way AD defended. I see the way he defends in the playoffs, man. It's different. I'm not even in the playoffs. Every game, he can get his inconsistency offensively, but at the very least, he's still really good defensively. You know what I'm saying? True. He's the best drop big in the league to me. We talk about Zoo's a good drop big, but AD's an elite drop big, and he can switch.
AD's elite. He is elite.
He's the best defender in the league when he's healthy because it's not even about one-on-one defense. It's that today it's all pick and roll defense. So they put these bigs in the pick and roll. AD, he blows things up. Yeah, that's my opinion on that. I think PG could be in the top 15 conversation when he's healthy and playing his best. Not even just healthy. He needs to be playing his best because PG be BSing, man.
Okay, so let's see. Like, who's a better shooting guard? PG. Who's a better shooting guard than PG?
I'd say the only one is probably Booker.
See, I think he's better than D Book.
I remember this guy.
My man Bruce, my brother, what's good, bro?
Hey man, what's up? Um, hello, Mr. Dropper, Dime Dropper.
What's up, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I don't know why you want AD on the team, man. Clippers cannot be a hospital team, man. All the injured players,
No,
you want them
I
with the
was
Clippers.
I was saying if you want instead of Paul George, if it was to replace him, they're both about injured the same.
I thought you said that he was the best defender in the playoff.
I think he is the best fan in the NBA.
The best defender in the NBA?
Today, yes.
Wow.
Nobody in the playoffs was better. Like there was no argument that unless you want what Bam Adebayo maybe.
Mm. I mean, he plays undersized Warriors. Who they play? The and
Warriors
crazy
are
knuckleheads, Memphis.
That's true.
Really?
But like, what? How many good teams are there then?
How many good teams?
If the Warriors are you're saying all that about
he played three teams that had the deficiencies, right?
Denver didn't have that many.
So of course he's gonna look like a great defender.
What about
So
what team is perfect though in the NBA? The Nuggets?
I don't think they are perfect, but I disagree that AD is the best defender in the NBA.
What do you think is that?
I still think Drew Holiday is a better defender.
My thing with Drew Holiday is, first of all, he got cooked by Jimmy, but that's okay because Jimmy was cooking everybody. I love Drew Holiday actually, but I think Drew Holiday
stopped cooking in the finals.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't Drew Holiday guarding him, though. That was Aaron Gordon. But Drew Holiday I think he's a better one-on-one defender than AD. But the reason why I go with AD is the same thing I told BJ. Not just one-on-one, his help defense, but to me, the best defenders in today's game are the ones that are like involved in the pick and roll because they get put in the pick and roll. AD, I mean, he can switch. He's an amazing drop big. He can guard two players at once. He blows up your whole play. Like that's what's he takes over games defensively. I don't think Drew Holiday.
How come Jokic was destroying him in the finals, and they had to put, conference finals, and they had to put him on somebody else?
I think AD was doing a better job than anyone else, but they put Rui there because AD could help. That was their idea to put you. Nobody can guard Jokic one-on-one. Nobody in the NBA can. You saw that.
Really?
But I think AD, who do you think did a good job on him?
Okay.
No one can guard Jokic one-on-one to me. I think AD could do a better job, but you don't want AD to get in foul trouble. And AD help side is a little bit better, honestly, than even one-on-one because Jokic is stronger than him. You know, I don't think AD could guard like
Jokic
a lot
is stronger than AD, your best defender.
I think Jokic is pretty strong.
I mean,
I don't think AD could lock up like some of the best centers of all time. I think he gets away with the one-on-one because he doesn't have to guard the post as much in this era. But that's why I value him. That's why I think he's like, if there's one deficiency, I guess you could say, is maybe he could get bullied in the post by certain guys. But no one posts up.
Jokic AD doesn't want to play center. So if he's that good, why is he scared of playing center?
That's a great question. I don't know. But the thing is, the results were the best with him at center, though. Regardless of what AD wants to say, the results were the best with him at center. Both years, the one that he won the championship and this year.
Yeah, he was playing the Miami Heat with no center. And the Denver Nuggets.
Bam Adebayo.
That's why I said Bam is not a center to me. He's like a power forward.
I think your problem is more with this era of basketball than anything.
No, I don't think AD should go to the Clippers. If the AD go to the Clippers,
he asked me if I think Paul George is top 10 in the league. I don't think Paul George is top 10 in the league. If he was, we'd be a better team.
I didn't say that.
That was what BJ said. I was saying, would you take him over Anthony Davis? I said I wouldn't take him over Anthony Davis.
I think PG's top 10. Only because, okay, so the reason why I say he's top 10, because I think he's the best shooting guard in the league. I think, so the last time we seen PG really healthy, like last year in the season in 2022, he had us in the 4th seed. So people will forget. They say without Kawhi, that's when our season went away. It's really when Paul George had that UCL injury. Before that, we were a top 4 seed.
But wasn't that
I
only
don't
30
think
games though, or like 20 something games?
that's a good sample size. They would have kept rising up. They would have kept still going that direction.
Were
So
we the
we were
first?
already in that. Yeah, I think we would have kept going that direction. I think he was at that time top 10. So now we have this season to look at. He's been in and out the lineup. I think but what he brings on both sides of the ball, his length, his athleticism, I, I think he's better than. I think you can put 10. He can put in the top 10. I think he can be in the top 10.
So my question was, I think I said it on the chat, but you probably answered it. But my question is, should next season be Kawhi and PG last season together?
Yes, if they don't make at least the conference finals.
Wait, the conference finals? I mean, shouldn't it be in the finals? It's been years, man.
You're right. Then I agree with you too. Yeah. You're probably right. The thing is, like, I just
It's
know
been
this
years. It should be
franchise.
the finals.
I just know this. You're right about that. I think it should be the championship, quite frankly. But I just know this franchise, and if we make the conference finals, it's only the second time ever, they're going to be like, we should not break it up, because that would mean that Kawhi and Paul probably were balling out if we made the conference finals. So they're going to be like, plus with the new stadium coming, like they're like the chances of them not having any star going into the new stadium is very small, guys. Like they want to open it up. They're afraid. I think Steve Ballmer's a little bit afraid.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it should be. I was just reading before I leave. I was just reading that the Athletics said that even if they resign Westbrook, Clippers want Chris Paul too, so they want both players on the team. So
Exactly.
I know they
I don't
want
see how
it,
they can work.
but you got to get them to buy into that. Like one of them's got to know they're backing up the other. This whole we'll figure it out in training camp bullshit. Like no, that didn't work last summer. John Wall did not like it. Like he clearly was disgruntled. He wanted to play more. Then when Reggie got pulled out, he started pouting. So like no, we need to have defined roles. This whole the person that gets screwed the most is Terrence Mann, constantly with his role changing. He doesn't even know what he's supposed to do half the time. He still does.
I could see Tyronn Lue playing Chris Paul and Westbrook and or George and Kawhi together.
Paul George,
because
you know
because he's been playing the small people last year a lot.
So you put Russ at the 2?
Yeah, or at the 1, whichever, because Chris Paul is a better shooter. So
it's a good point.
all right. I know Herm wants to come and talk about Naz Reid. So all right.
All right, my man. Talk to you later,
Dime Dropper. I'll be on your podcast.
Thank you, man.
Dropping quarters. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get my man Herm in the building. Herm, what's good, brother?
Man, salute to your brother, man. Hey, I appreciate the brother that's supporting you as well. Come on the channel, has some great insight about the Clippers. Even though I'm not a Clipper fan, but my brother BJ, because he do know a lot about basketball. But my question for you is, do you think the Clippers need to focus more on improving their front court? Focus more on getting centers and power forwards rather than more guards, because I feel like they already got enough scorers, they got enough playmakers. I think they need to bolster up their front court so they could be more physical as well. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think we both were talking about the power forward spot needs to be upgraded more than anything.
So, do you have any picks, Dom, that you would take for power forward?
As I said, the ones that are realistic, not really. I mean, like Jeremy Grant would be great. Not going to get him. John Collins would be good. Probably not going to get him. I really don't know, man. It would start with us shedding some salary, getting rid of some contracts, and then we can see who's in our price range. But I don't think we're going to be able to get any real free agents, bro. We can't even get the mid-level exception. Like we
Yeah,
can't even pay back 12 million.
like
Like,
the only guy
dude,
that I can see y'all getting lucky, but getting is Gary Trent. A guy like Gary Trent or something. Other than that,
but
but you
that's not
don't
a
need a
guard.
Gary Trent.
That's what I'm saying. It's
You
another
Right.
really
guard.
don't need a Gary Trent.
Right.
But I agree with you about the experiment. BJ could attest to this. When I spoke on the whole, how they didn't build continuity and how Ty Lue didn't establish roles. I actually felt like he should have got fired after the season. Do you think that the Clippers need to move on immediately and get a new coach that could change this, that could turn this around and bring a new, different culture to the organization? Because I felt like it was a poor job of him establishing the continuity of the team. Yeah, everybody in their feelings about playing time and changing roles. I really think, even though I think he's a good coach, I think he's just not a good fit with the Clippers anymore. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think that's a fair point. That's a fair point. I just think that I don't think he's gonna get fired. I truly don't think he's gonna get fired. But I see what you're
Mhm.
saying. I think we give him one more year. If he has another bad year, we can get him out.
I feel that. I feel that.
Hey, but for real, what's your expectations this about the Clippers? What's your expectations? Do you see you guys actually competing for a championship, or you expect something crazy to happen again, whether it's an injury or whether it's just bad luck? Period. How do you feel
Oh,
about
I
the
I,
team in general?
I expect absolutely nothing. That's what I'm gonna do this season is expect nothing.
Ah,
I won't be disappointed.
come
No,
on,
that's
Don.
what no, what do you want me to do? Expect us to get 50 wins and then when they get injured again, I'm gonna be ranting and raving and going nuts and
Bro,
yelling.
we get this is our year, bro. We gotta push through this, bro. This injury bug gotta
Our
stop this year.
year. We've been saying I said
Gotta
last
get
year was our year, and I said it in 2022, and I looked clownish both years. When I in 2021, I said we were gonna be where I expected nothing and we did well. It seems like whenever I expect nothing, these guys come through. So I think that's the move. For me at
okay.
least.
So you try not to jinx us.
like,
I got
like I
you.
told like I told BJ, honestly, I think his hopes is still too high. I don't think Kawhi Leonard deserves the benefit of the doubt anymore.
I
Even
agree.
though he's still a good player when healthy,
Great player.
but I honestly believe he shouldn't get a benefit of the doubt. So with that being said, should the club out to a slow start, immediately go ahead and put Kawhi Leonard on a trading block and just blow the whole thing up if they get out to a slow start.
The hell? No,
They're not gonna
no.
trade Kawhi Leonard mid-season. That's not gonna happen.
Mhm.
Someone's asking, what do I think of Middleton, Randall, or Harden on the Clippers? No Harden, please. Chris Middleton, again, I like Chris Middleton, but we don't need more players that have injury concerns. Randall, nah. He just plays dumb basketball to me. No,
Yeah.
I like Randall, but like, nah, I'm cool on that.
Hey BJ, I'm telling you, BJ, you guys the first 30 games start off slow. And y'all are bottom feeders in the West. If I'm blowing the team up, I'm not even gonna waste my time on the season anymore. I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna try to get
Here's
as many assets I can for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
here's
ASAP.
what here's the thing that is not going to line up. If we're bottom feeders, that's only because Kawhi is going to be hurt. There's no chance we're bottom feeders with Kawhi's healthy. None, because he wins games. If he's injured, no one's going to accept a trade for him. So that's not. He's never going to get traded in the middle of the season.
Hey, but here's the thing, though. Even if healthy, they'll put him on some type of restriction. Whether he'll play every other game, or whether he play one game and miss two games. It might be, most likely, it might be some type of restriction on him. And then, yes, he tore him meniscus in the playoffs. We don't know how long he gonna be out in the start of the season.
That's
Mhm.
a fair
We
point.
don't even know.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, if I'm the Clippers, I don't give a damn how slow you guys. How if you guys start off slow, I'm trading them immediately. Even if Kawhi coming back healthy the next week.
Mm. All right. We gonna have to get the next person in, Herm. But man, I gotta think about that. You said Kawhi in the middle of the season, bro. Nah, can't do it. Can't do it. But all right, Herm, appreciate you coming in, bro. I think. Oh, let me get the next person in.
Oh, Juan Mata in the profile picture. I love this.
Tor Star, what's good, bro? How you? Welcome to the show, my guy.
Yo, what's up, BJ? What's up, Darian?
What's up, man?
Good
I love
night,
the
man.
profile picture.
Appreciate it, man. You know, I was watching one of your videos earlier, and I was laughing at the beginning because you were trying to look for the button to like play the intro, and then you were like dragging on the Clippers. You were like, Clippers, where's the
Oh
button?
yeah,
I was
yeah,
laughing,
yeah,
man. Yeah,
yeah.
I love the content, man.
Thank you,
Keep it
man.
up.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I just had a question. You know, a lot of people have been saying that like, you know, we should blow it up, and I agree, but I'd say an issue, right, is pretty much like if we blow it up, wouldn't we be helping other teams? Because like, doesn't it work where we don't have the picks, so it would just benefit the other teams if we are at the bottom or something?
Well, we would get. I would assume that we're getting picks back. We're getting some picks back if we make those trades. Because we're, as you said, yeah, we are out of picks. That's the only thing I would say is we need picks if we're gonna make some big trades. But
Right.
in terms of helping other teams, when you rebuild, man, you're kind of accepting the fact that you're not going to contend for a championship for like at least a year or two.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking, right, if Kawhi's getting closer to the end of his deal, wouldn't he try to? Because I feel like nowadays in the NBA, like everyone's just playing for the bag. Like it's like no one really cares about basketball anymore. That's just my opinion. But I think personally, Kawhi will play a lot more because of the fact that he's nearing the end of his contract. So I'd say just run it back once more just because of that, and just just see what happens from there. And we could probably make more money off of Kawhi. I think if he plays a lot better this year. So yeah, I just think having players that are sitting out a lot that have a contract that's like 5 years, it's like incentivized for them to sit out. But when you're nearing the end of the contract, I just feel like you're forced to play more because you want to get the bag. So that's my reason as to why we should run it back. So yeah, that's why I asked the question initially. But yeah.
No, I see your point for sure. I see both sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
I also had another question as well. Everyone's been talking about Chris Paul and the backcourt as well, but it just makes me sad hearing about this because like I really love Bones Highland and he's just so underrated, and I want to see this guy develop so badly, and I know it would just be ruined if Chris Paul came as well.
Yeah,
And
I'm totally with you on that. We should not have both. No shot. I don't want both. It's either Chris Paul or Russ, and then Bones should be a backup without any interruption.
yeah, and I saw in the comments earlier as well that someone said that Bones could be like a Lou Will, and he really has that style to him. I really think he could be close to Lou, if he develops well. So it would just look good for us if we just give this guy extended minutes, kind of like Terrence Mann as well. Terrence Mann suffered heavily as well, and we know what he could have been this year if he played anywhere near as much minutes as the previous years as well. So, yeah, it's just sad to know that we keep sticking with veterans and hoping that these veterans will help us a lot. And they keep showing year and year on that it just never works, you know? So, yeah.
Sweet. My
Yeah,
man.
man.
Appreciate you, my bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. All right. All the best.
All right, salute, my guy. We got
Thank you,
two
man.
more. We're gonna do two more people, man. I don't want to hold Dom too much longer, so we're gonna do two more people. I know Kobe Jordan was trying to come up here, so Kobe, go ahead and come up here, man. If you want to come and ask Dom a question or two, continue to hit the like button for the people coming in here, man. Got my man Dom Dropper in the building. Share, subscribe as well. Shout out to my man Rick Masters, my co-host for the $1.99 super sticker, man. Appreciate you coming through with that, bro. And yeah, just wait for Kobe to come back. Well, let me look at one. I saw a question, bro. I wanted to ask you on here. Do you think that Lawrence Frank is on the hot seat?
Not really. To be honest, not really. I think that Lawrence Frank has done what the players have wanted. They got Russell Westbrook in, all these things. I don't think he's on the hot seat, to be honest. I think Ty Lue's honestly going to be more on the hot seat than him.
Joshua Smith said, Dom Jobber, how do you feel about Dwayne Casey maybe being the Clippers head coach?
I'd rather have Ty Lue than Dwayne Casey. I don't think Dwayne Casey's proven anything more than Ty Lue has.
Facts. All right. Well, anybody else want to come in, man? Just hit the link. We gotta do 2 more people, and then we'll be up out of here. All right. My man Kobe Jordan, what's good, bro?
Salute, man. It's been a minute. Salute to you, bro.
Where you been?
Hey, man, I just been working on some stuff, man. I've been trying to be the secret GM for the Clippers, bro. You know, so
Yeah. Need help.
But yeah, I just appreciate you for letting me on, man. So I've been thinking, bro, like both of you guys can answer, but like I get it. I think he's right when it comes to the Lawrence Frank. Like I don't really think he's in the hot seat, but I think that we do need somebody else in that position. To be honest, I just don't like the fact that they keep like succumbing to like Paul George and like these guys want to kind of play with their friends, and I think that's cool. But I think you got to have a GM who actually can identify what talent meshes well. So my question is, do you guys think that we should try to go after Bob Myers? And if so, what changes do you think need to be made if we do?
I'll let you answer that first, D.
Bob Myers, I did a whole episode on that for Locked On Clippers, actually. I don't think he's going to take another job. He says he wants to take a season off and relax with his family or something. Because if he was trying to go for another job, I guarantee we would have made an offer. Like, I promise. Because Ballmer's like that. Like, he will go for what he thinks is best. Jerry West knows him. But, yeah, I don't think that I think he's going to take a year off, personally.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I don't think he's coming to the I don't think he's going to any team. I just think he's overwhelmed with everything that's done happened with the Warriors, so he's gonna take a year off.
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely can see that. I think that that's cool with me. I guess for me, this is the running back year for the Clippers. This is what, year 4 running back year.
Year 5, technically.
Year 5. Year 5.
Yeah, year 5. Because I really think I obviously the year Kawhi was injured. So, but yeah, year 5. So this is it. This is like you said, the last dance. So we got a few contracts we can get rid of. Marcus Morris. We got Batum. I know a lot of people don't want to get rid of these guys because it's like this is the team we're running with. But in my opinion, I think we gotta shorten our roster now because I think too many of these guys figuring out who to play, when to play it can be complicated. And then this may be a little bit off, but I think this is my opinion. I think guys like Paul George, I like his game, but his mental toughness is something I've always questioned. And I feel like when there's other guys to throw in a rotation that could play his role or whatever else, obviously not do what he can do, but come in and be a 3-and-D guy, I feel like he looks at that and says, okay, you know what, I could take tonight off. I don't necessarily need to play tonight. Like, I have an issue with that. I think this team should be a complete 8 to 9 man roster at most, and we got too many guys who play the same positions who are not getting minutes. And so my only thing is going into this year, I'm hearing Chris Paul, I'm hearing re-signing Westbrook. I'm going to say this. I think we need to get younger, and I think we need to get a little bit more depth at that 4 position. If we can do that, then I'm going to be more in tune. But until we do that, I just can't take the front office seriously because I feel like if I know what's going on, they have to know. Like, you know what I mean? Chris Paul, Paul George, these guys are injury prone, so you want to put younger guys around them and guys who could play. So that's my take on it, but I'll leave it at that.
Man, you want to respond to that, D?
No, I don't think he's that wrong. I think though that the only thing I'll say to you is I think a lot of the influence is from what Ty Lue and the players want. Because Lawrence Frank wanted Terrence Mann to play more. He strong-armed Ty Lue to start him. Ty Lue didn't even want to start him. Ty Lue wanted to train for Fred VanVleet. And then Lawrence Frank said no. So I think Lawrence, like, if he was the coach, I'm not saying he would do a better job, but a lot of the guys that the fans want to play would play more. But we'll see. As you said, having less guys that are the same position will make Ty Lue's job easier. So that's why I said we got to shed some dead weight. One of those being Marcus Moore is probably the first one we need to get rid of.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's it, man. I appreciate you guys for letting me up. I'm gonna see you soon, BJ. Salute.
Hey man, tap in, bro. The next live.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
man.
All right, bet. So we got one last person gonna let up, man. Fabian Perspect TV. What's good, my guy? What's good, brother?
What's going
This
on?
guy.
I have to show you love, man. I know about my man Down Driver, West Coast, baby. How you guys feeling?
Yes, sir.
Oh, tired. Got to do Locked On Clippers in like 20 minutes. Talking about the draft.
Of course you do. Last but not least, Fabian Perspective TV. How you feel? It's my first time on meeting you, my brother. How's everything going?
I'm good, brother. How about yourself, man? BJ, nice to meet you.
Fabian, All Ball TV. You know what I mean? The whole thing from East Coast.
BJ's
Uptown,
got
Queens.
crazy traction on his lives, man.
Well, he
He's
does.
got loyal supporters. He might even have more traction than me on the lives.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I think your average might be higher. I think your average, my really like crazy post game Clippers will get a lot, but yours might be more consistent on like the random nights where you're just going live. That's one thing I got to work on. I think me and Fabian got to work on that.
Going live.
We'll hold that.
Just like random, like on like I'm going live this Thursday, like for my, I'm trying to go live like once a week during the season. I want to talk about Lou Williams retiring and like a little bit of stuff we talked about, and then maybe add some people on myself. But yeah, definitely got to talk about Lou Williams retiring. That's big for Clipper fans.
To be honest, I didn't even hear about that. That's
You're
crazy.
tired. I know,
Today?
man. What a legend. He gave me some amazing memories. I remember when we beat Golden State when they came back from 31 down. I was in college at the time. Bro, I was walking around campus like you couldn't tell me nothing. Like I thought Lou Williams was God. He might as well have been God at that point.
On a height, listen, the more I do these things, by the way, BJ Mathews, we on All Ball TV, we give love to like people like Lemon Pepper Lou. So him and Kyle in high school was like a god in Georgia. I think he's from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
He was a god, and I didn't know that. And just people telling me, I was like, damn, they thought he was gonna be like Jordan. That's how big he was coming from Georgia. So, that's a major thing. He's up there with. I was arguing. Remember Joe Rose, Down Driver. He would argue with me saying he's better. Lemon Pepper Lou is better than Manu Ginobili, and I'm like, nah, I don't think so. But there's an argument there. Like he's so talented, and he was he showed so much promise, and it's like Jamal Crawford also. Like they're just super talented and they're super fun to watch. So you got to root for them. So we never got to see them with the Spurs for 20 years. We never know what would have happened, but it's still something for us, especially like the underdogs, the people that that understand what Lou Williams means from this level, especially where the way the world is going with basketball is going international. This guy's an American star.
I ain't taking Manu.
I think Lou averaged like 19 points a game for his whole career, bro. Like that right there, you're a prime scorer at that point if you're averaging 20 points. So yeah, Lou was a problem.
Yeah,
sweet Lou.
I think he had a dunk contest that was crazy. It was just his whole because the way I grew up, I was like a basketball nerd. I was never nice in basketball. So all my friends that ended up playing, like people that went to the NBA, they would put me on to like Tim Thomas, and I always tell the same story: Monster Mash, Jamal Mashburn, and Lou Williams is one of these guys. So people we end up like that was the whole big deal. I don't want to veer off too left with someone like Kwame Brown, who Shannon Sharp just went crazy on him. But it's like, bro, these guys were somebody at a certain point. Maybe they didn't make it to wherever, they didn't fulfill their potential, whatever the case may be. But they still had that chance. They still excited some crowds out here to get them to this point for us to even back them up like this. So I didn't even realize that 19 points a game is in the league. That's
he said 19 with the Clippers. He thought I meant for his career. I meant to say the Clippers. I'm tripping. 19.1 points a game for the Clippers.
But that's the reason why Diamond's hype. Like there's certain guys. Like I was just arguing with somebody about Steve Novak on the Knicks, and even the Jeremy Lin times. Like it was fun. At the end of the day, they gave us these moments as fans, and look, I'm a Knicks fan. You guys are Clippers fans, so you know what it means. Like this whole lifetime of losing, and then when these guys that give you flashes of just greatness, and you, damn. So you're saying there's a chance, and Chris Paul provided that. I don't know if you guys. I think I tapped into you guys saying that. I don't know how big you are into signing him back up, but I know Dom does not want him if Westbrook is there, because those are two ball dominant guys, and really two just mentality wise. I don't think they're on the same page.
No, yeah, I agree.
Nah, I don't want him either.
Yo, so is there any? Do you see any maneuvering happening? I know we're going to sign off, but you know, Dom knows I jump in anytime and talk about basketball. Like a Brook Lopez signing is kind of sneaky. Even Middleton, like Van Fleet is out there. There's a couple of guys, a couple of small fours that are out there that are available that would, and even the big man like Brook Lopez being a defensive player of the year and maybe taking Plumlee's spot. Is there a way for them? Can they finagle that? He's a free agent.
He's gonna want more money, and I honestly think Brook Lopez would start over Zubats.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
It's gonna happen. Yeah. We don't have the money. I think he's gonna re-sign with Milwaukee. I think that's the best option for him.
So it wouldn't happen because Ballmer, who's like one of the richest guys ever in American history, he wouldn't. It's not because he doesn't want it to happen, right? Because he would want a championship on the Clippers.
But remember, it doesn't matter what Ballmer thinks anymore. New CBA.
There's a cap on it.
You can't. Yeah, we can't even pay guys. I don't even think we could pay him 2 years, $30 million.
Yeah, that's
CBA. And he's not accepting a vet minimum. I don't think he might as well just re-sign with the Bucks for some solid money.
The CBA is messing with a lot of different with the numbers, and which I'm cool with, because it's gonna put the competition back in. So you can't have 3 dominant players on one team. You're gonna have to spread that talent out. So I'm all for that.
Well, Dom knows how I feel. I think that the 90s basketball, it became this, and it became very boring after a while because you had like one superstar per team. So, but the opposite happened now because there's so much more talent around the world. We didn't have this level of talent around the world in the NBA. So if you got one star per team and it's working out like this, then yeah, this might be good for the next 3 or 4 years. But I see that getting old. Somebody's gonna break the mold to that anyway. They're gonna be like, you know what, I'll just sign for 5 years, $2 million a year, something like that. I just, but in the meantime, Brook Lopez, he earned whatever amount of money that's on the table, because defensive player of the year candidate. He really is a guy, Dom. I wanted to tell you that you can like look at like a Vlade Divac or even Patrick Ewing. They would have to change their game more to him, play like him in this era, and it's doable because like what he did was amazing. Like he went from a jump, like a finesse jump shooting guy to now shoot like no, he was more inside the paint a little bit, but he was stronger. He played stronger. He lost some weight, and even Tim Duncan had that transformation. So he earned all the money in the world to be able to have that mindset and change your game up. You know, my favorite point guard is Dom Dropper with Jason Kidd did the same thing.
Yeah. Brook Lopez is definitely one of those guys that he just adapted his game very easily. He just stretched out his range a little bit more. He was always a good shooter, but he started shooting deep threes. But I still think Nets Brook Lopez was better. Not defensively, but he's a better player to me. He was a star.
He was bigger.
Yeah.
What do you mean he was bigger? You mean he played bigger? I think he was the same size.
I don't think so. No, I think he played like bigger and stronger to me.
Played bigger,
banged more. Yeah, I think he banged more.
He did. I think that was part of it. The league was like that, but he was. I used to love Brook Lopez. I used to push a lot of Brook Lopez propaganda in high school. I was like, dude, it's the most underrated center in the league, man. You guys are sleeping on him.
I used to hate Brook Lopez.
I loved Brook Lopez. There's no Brooklyn without Brook.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
That was horrendous.
I didn't make that up.
Man. Hey, my man. So what's your YouTube, man? I'm gonna shout you out on here, man.
Oh, I appreciate it. We got All Ball TV, the All Ball TV channel, and you got my channel, All Ball Perspective, All Ball Favoring Perspective. So we got that, but we're really pumping All Ball TV, like I said. I appreciate you showing you love. If you linked up with Don, that means you the man. So All Ball TV, like TV as you see in my last name, Perspective TV. And yeah, we just finished up wrapping up today. We just started All Ball with Uncle Ice earlier. It was fun. We're back in the studio, and just making things happen. Talking at all levels of basketball, like I said, whether it's college, mostly NBA, and trying to start arguments, I guess. But definitely deep diving into ball.
They do the same thing you do. Like they bring people on and they'll have lives and stuff like that.
And they go crazy. Like they have Bernardo from Brazil, and they have
you guys are
Rage Man.
You guys are a little crazier, but I haven't. Sometimes pull up gets crazy too. He has a lot of people gonna come on more on camera. All ball.
Yeah. Go follow my man, All Ball TV, man. All the subscribers, y'all heard him, man. He has all good content, live shows. My man you from New York. I could tell by the accent. You from New York. What borough?
I'm from Queens. I hate when people say that. That's so crazy.
Queens, yes. Yeah, from Queens. So yeah, shout out to my man from All Ball TV from Queens. We're gonna be following you, man. You welcome back anytime. Anytime you want to come in, bro. I got you. You can come in anytime.
Yo, likewise. Anytime you click on our joint, and it's all love now. You family now. You with Dom. You came through. You part of the Costa Nostra now, Papa.
My man, salute, brother. Appreciate you,
my man.
Yes, sir. Hey. Oh, I got you. All right. So shout out to, we got a $1.99 donation from my man TuneIn Sports, man. Came in with the $1.99 donation. You guys want to send y'all love to the pull up, man. Hit that link, man. Hit that hit the super sticker, super comment as well. But hey, I know my man Dom Drop. I gotta get back to Locked On Clippers, but bro, I can't thank you enough for coming on to the show, bro. I know we went a little bit over, but what do you want to say to all the people in here, man, where they can find you?
Oh man, definitely subscribe. If you're a Clipper fan, you gotta subscribe, man. I've been a Clipper fan for 18 years, gonna be 19 this season. At Dime Dropper Pod, all platforms. I do NBA history content in the off season. I went live after literally every single game of the playoffs. So like I went post game live, giving a recap on every game. They're there in playlists. If you go to playlist on my YouTube channel is just Dime Dropper. You can see like every different year. I have it all categorized nicely, and I'm doing a big project on the history of the NBA, man, documenting each year. So check me out, Dime Dropper Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter's my biggest following, but YouTube, man, got to subscribe to the YouTube, guys. I'll go live as well almost every week. During the season, damn near every night, but yeah, tap in. I'll let you guys on. This summer, more so interactive. During the season, I got to like get my recap out. I don't let people on as much, but off season, definitely. But yeah, appreciate you always, bro. As always, you guys got it. My subscribers that are in here, you got to tap into BJ as well. Subscribe to his channel.
Yes, sir. Pull Up Basketball Podcast, man. Definitely appreciate you having on, my brother. We'll have you on again soon.
Thank you, man. Have a good night.
All right, bro. Salute. All right, man. So y'all heard the man. That was my man, Dime Dropper. You know what I'm saying? The Pull Up Basketball Podcast. You know what I'm saying? With him unite tonight. And definitely appreciate y'all coming through. All my Clipper supporters who are in here, man. Subscribe to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. If you're over on Dime Dropper's page, come over to my page. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like, hit the share, all that good stuff, man. We have now dropped our membership badges as well, where we now have what we call the Clipper badge, one of our badges available, where you guys, if you guys have an opportunity to talk to people like Don Dropper on live shows, you know what I'm saying? If you guys would like to go that route, y'all can get a Clipper badge tonight, be a Clipper fan all your life with me and the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. It's $9.99 a month, 3 weekly videos from me of serious content, as well as all access interviews with Clipper supporters and Clipper podcasters like Dime Droppers. I'll also be having certain people and players on my podcast. I got a lot of special things for y'all this season and off season. So if y'all come in here, man, y'all new to the show, hit that share, hit the subscribe, hit the like, as well as get that Clipper badge tonight. You know what I'm saying? $9.99 a month. And your guys are welcome at any time. But until we respectfully say until next time, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up, peace, out of here like swim well.